I am a lazy investor, guys. I don't have time to be looking at financial statements. Actually, financial statement bore me. I don't have time to be looking at those things. I just want to know how to make money. That's all. Hi fam, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jen Ngumalo. If you like what you see and you enjoy my content, please make sure that you join us by clicking that red subscribe button on the bottom. And this family has been growing, guys. We're so close to 30,000 subscribers. We are so close. And also, don't forget to smash that like button, because Ovuyi Mkwanazi actually reminded us on the video that I posted last Sunday. She said, may the number of likes be equal to the number of views. And you know what, Vuyi, when you did that, you actually set the trend, because I think your comment has about 67 likes, and then the video on its own has over 2,000 likes, and currently that video is sitting on 35, as I'm filming this, it's sitting on 35,000 views. I know that it is because of you, because when you did that, you also encouraged others to smash that like button, and when you smash that like button, it indicates to YouTube that this video is actually something that people enjoy, because the whole point of YouTube is to keep you on the platform so that you watch more content, because when you watch more content, then you are also watching more ads. You are becoming more aware of these companies, and these companies will keep coming back to YouTube to advertise on their platform. So that is why YouTube likes to promote videos that are doing well. So for you, Vuyi, to remind us that please smash that like button. It honestly allowed that video to perform so well. So I wanted to say thank you to each and everyone who actually took that call and actually smashed that like button. I truly appreciate you. That video has been doing amazing, and as a result, this channel has been growing. I think by Monday, this channel we are going to be sitting on 28,000 subscribers. So with that being said, let us get into the point of this video. Today we're going to be speaking about dividends, how to find companies that pay out dividends. Is it even possible to make money through dividends? How do you identify these companies, and which companies am I invested on that pay out dividends, that I know for sure that these companies do pay out dividends, because I've got evidence or receipts to prove it. Now I'm going to share that part on the end, because obviously I want you to stick around and not click off this video the moment I tell you what are those companies and then leave me hanging, because this video is not going to perform very well now, is it? Let us first start with the basics. What are dividends? Dividends is basically money that is paid to shareholders that own a certain portion in a company. So when a company makes profits, what they do is they then pay out dividends to their shareholders. Now this is a predetermined percentage, so they will say that maybe we're going to pay out 4%, 5%, 6% towards their shareholders. So that is what dividends is. It's basically money that you get paid because you own a certain percentage in a certain company. Now not all companies pay out dividends, not all of them, but there are companies that do pay out dividends when they make profits in their business. Now I want you to understand this. The money that is paid towards in terms of dividends is not dependent on how the company is performing in the stock market. It is dependent on the profit of the business. So the higher the profit, the better, because then they will pay out dividends. The lower the profits, the worse, because they're not going to be able to pay as much dividends or even pay dividends at all. So you want to find companies that do pay out dividends, because that's an indication that those companies are profitable companies. So where can you invest in such companies? So for me, I invest through Equities, and that is because I just like doing things myself. Or you can go via the route of a financial advisor, where you sit down with your financial advisor and say, this is my strategy. I want to eventually live off dividends. Which companies can I invest on that you know for a fact that they do pay out dividends? Then they will find out those companies for you. Then you can start your investment journey towards those companies. Now for me, I like to do things myself. For me, it makes me feel empowered. That is why I like the route of Obo, Equities, and Frank, where I do things myself. I save and I invest and I see how my money is working for me. So for me, I am using Equities. You can search, you can find majority all of these companies that I'm going to tell you at the end on Equities. Now I'm going to have a link on my below. Is it going to be? Yeah, I'm going to try to have a link for Equities for anyone who doesn't have it. Now, obviously, I'm not affiliated with Equities. It's just going to help me to avoid getting charged. Yeah, because when you promote the company and you get people to sign up using your link, you then help yourself to not get charged for just using the platform. So please use my link if you do not have the app as yet. So that would be Equities. Next thing is, how do you then find these companies? For me, I would say Google is your best friend. Basically what I did was I just went to Google and say, dividend, what are the dividend paying companies in South Africa? It'll give them to you. Now what you want to do is you want to look at the percentage that these companies pay out, and also want to look at when last did they pay out those dividends. Now you're not going to go for a company that last paid out dividends 3 years ago, 5 years ago, because obviously that means that company has not been profitable in the past 2 years, and that is why they haven't been paying out dividends. You want to go for companies that have been paying out dividends last year or even this year, as early as about March, April, May, the first quarter. You want to go for those companies because that's an indication that these companies are profitable and they have been consistent when it comes to paying out dividends. And then the percentage also is very important. For me, any company that pays 4%, I run away from. Anything below 5%, I don't even bother myself. But for companies that pay out about 8%, 9, 10 and above, I love those. Those are the ones that I go towards in terms of investing on, because I feel like I don't have to have a lot of money under that company in order for me to see some form of traction when it comes to the dividends, because of the percentage that they normally pay out towards their shareholders. So I would say just focus on the companies that pay out 5% and above. Anything below that, don't waste your time. Once you've found those companies on Google, list them down. What I do is whenever I'm searching those companies, I'll write them down. Seems like the sun is going in and out. I'll write them down and say, these are the companies that I want to these are the companies that pay out dividends, and these are companies that when I put money in my portfolio, I want to invest on. Note them down, note down the percentage as well. Then go to Equities and search for those companies. You will find majority of them there. And then you can start your investment journey. Now, how much do you need in order for you to start making money through dividends? Now remember, when it comes to investing, especially in portfolios such as Equities, there is no minimum. Any amount of money, you can start your investment journey and you can start earning dividends from that. Now obviously you will get dividends as equivalent to how much money you have in there. Like there was a time where I would get dividends of about 30 cent, 40 cent, 50 cent, 60 cents, 70, you get the point. So that was because I didn't have much in that company invested. So now I'm able to get about 80 rand, 50 rands, 200 rands, 300 rands on dividends because my portfolio has been growing. And also what I have been doing is when I make money through those dividends, I would not withdraw them. I would reinvest them so that I beef up my assets in that particular company, just to help me earn more and also just to grow my investment as well. So there is no minimum. Obviously you can't be putting 1 rand, depositing 1 rand, but I wanted to just say that for you to get paid dividends, you really don't have to have a lot of money. Whatever money that you have in there, you will find that you do get paid dividends. I would really suggest that try to at least have 1 share in that company, like 1 share. 1 share would be looking at the value or the cost of 1 share in that company in that time. So that's how you can go about it. You just deposit your money and then they will pay you based on how much ownership you have in terms of shares. So the more money you have in the ownership of that company, the more dividends that you're going to get paid. So that is the goal. You want to get paid more dividends, but it will require you to invest a lot of money. Now, is it even possible to live off dividends? I think it is possible. There are people who are able to get a sizable amount from dividends. I remember I had a client last year, and he shared that from his dividends, like per quarter or in a year, something like that, but he is able to make about 5,000 that gets paid in terms of dividends from various companies. So he invests largely on mining companies, and he has found that those mining companies, they pay out the most. And I think obviously also the value of his portfolio is quite high for him to make that much on dividends. Now it's possible to make a sizable amount of money from dividends, but I don't think that it's something that you can say you are living off alone. It would just substitute whatever income that you have. So now we're going to get into what companies that I know for a fact that they do pay out dividends. And I know this because I'm invested in these companies and I've received dividends from these companies. I'm going to first share with you the companies that I've received dividends from. And then I'm going to also add some companies that I'm invested on. I haven't received dividends on these ones because I recently invested on them. But I think next year I will receive something from these companies. And that is because it is from that list that I created when I searched on Google for dividend paying assets that I found these companies. Obviously, because of when I invested, I haven't gotten paid from these companies, but the ones that I'm going to start with right now are the ones that I have received dividends from. We're going to start with the first one, which I really would say get on this one. Oh my God, I'm sounding like, okay, let me put this disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. I'm not, please guys, I'm not a financial advisor. Don't ask me to help you choose assets. I can't do that. I can't do that. That is against the law. So I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just sharing what I know based on experience. So the first one, I have my notes here, guys. The first one is the Cetrix DV ETF. It's the Cetrix DV ETFs. I'm going to try my best to put some of these companies here somewhere so that you can just follow along. Now, this is one of the highest. This is one of the assets, because it's not a company. This is one of the assets that I own that I've received the most dividends from. And that is because this asset, guys, it pays every quarter, not once a year, not twice a year. Every quarter. In April, I received dividends. In June, I received dividends. In September, I received dividends. Chances are in December, I'm going to receive dividends again. And not just small amounts like 30 cent, 40 cent, 50 rand, what. It is in most cases about 300 rands and more. And that is also based on the value that I own right now when it comes to this asset. Now, when I say it's an asset and not a company, this is Cetrix DV. So basically, Cetrix, so it is, I don't know how to explain this. It is a group of companies, or it's an ETFs that tracks dividend paying assets. I think that's how you explain it. Yeah, I think that's it. It's an ETF. It's not just one company, but it's a cluster of companies. But this ETFs particularly, it tracks dividend paying assets. So that is the role of this asset. It's for it to track dividend paying assets. So when you invest in this type of an asset, which is this one, you are guaranteed to receive a dividend because one company or two or three companies may be paying out dividends in that particular time. And so that's why you get paid dividends every quarter here. When you least expect it, you get dividends because some of those companies may not be paying on first quarter but paying on second quarter. Other companies may be paying on first quarter. Other companies may be paying on third quarter. But basically what I'm saying here is if you want to start investing on dividend paying assets, this is the first one that I would go into, mainly because first it's an ETF. It's not just one company. You are not relying on just one company, but rather a cluster of companies. And these are companies that are for sure do pay out dividends. Not just guesswork, but it is tracking dividend paying assets. So that's the first one I would highly say this is the one that has gave me most dividends so far, and it pays frequently. And then the second one is it's 10x total world stock feeder ETF. This is also an ETF. Now, majority of my dividends that I get paid, they're through my tax-free investments. The tax-free one where whatever profit, whatever dividends that I make from there, or selling of my shares and making profit from that, I don't have to pay out dividends because it is under tax-free investment. So with these dividends, don't even bother asking, do you pay taxes? It is majority of these things, they're under my tax-free account. So I don't have to pay taxes on. This one is also an ETF, and it's a 10x total world stock feeder ETF. I don't know what they do. All I know is that it does pay out dividends. Okay. And also I just want to emphasize this. I am a lazy investor, guys. I don't have time to be looking at financial statements. Actually, financial statements bore me. I don't have time to be looking at those things. I just want to know how to make money. That's all. And so I don't concern myself with things that do not interest me. I know that when you're investing, you're supposed to be looking at finances and all the stuff. Please, Please stop it with that. Stop it. I don't have time for that, But if you're that person that likes those things, like looking at company financials, do that. For me, it will be a waste of time because I don't even know what I would be looking for what purpose. I don't know. So I don't even want to bother. For me, I just want to know, how has the company has been performing in the past 3 or 5 years? How has it been performing in the stock market? And then also, if it's dividend, even if I'm looking for dividend paying asset, has it been paying dividends in the past year or this year? Done. Simple, straightforward, no complications, because I don't have the time. The moment I want to complicate it, that's the day that I will stop making any progress when it comes to my investment journey. So, no. Okay, so the other one that I have is the Lighthouse Properties PLC. Now, this one is one company that I also Googled and found out that it does pay out dividends, and in most cases in high percentage. But I invested a small amount of money because at that time, and I did get paid, I think it was about 12 rands from it. And then that was a light bulb for me to say, yay, go back and invest some more money in this one. This one is not under my tax-free, it's under my normal my normal investment. So it is the Lighthouse Properties PLC. And then the fourth one is the Cetrix RAFI 40 ETF Foreign. So this one is also a Cetrix. It's also an ETF. So this one also does pay out dividends. And then the fifth one is the Cetrix Quality South Africa. Cetrix Quality South Africa. You can also find all of these in Equities. I'm also invested in all of these, by the way. Cetrix Quality South Africa. Ukuthi benzani? I remember when I invested in it, I did search because I do look at, okay, what is this ETF about? Especially ETFs. I like to understand what is it about so that I get to understand that, okay, my money is going towards this. So I know that I did search this, but I can't tell you. Okay. Number 6 is the Sangria, I think. iTrix Euro Stocks 50 Foreign. I'm just going to put it up here, guys. I can't spell that. I can't say that. So that one also pays dividends. And then there's Discovery Diversified Income Fund. This is rate. I don't know what that means. Guys, please, when it comes to investing, guys, I don't like complications, and I don't like to frustrate myself. I like things to be simple. So don't ask me what these things mean. Go Google them yourself, please. Okay, now we're gonna go quickly to Equities because this camera is hitting up again. Let's go to my portfolio. I'll tell you just now the ones under my Equities ZAR. This is the normal one where you whatever returns that you make on this, you do have to pay taxes, but obviously there's a bracket, you guys. You can't pay taxes on 500 rand profit. There's no such thing. So, and also when you sell, that's when you then will need to pay taxes. But so long as you keep your portfolio there, no matter how much interest you make, if you don't make any profit, if you don't sell and get any profit, don't worry. So it is another one that I'm investing. Now I'm going to tell you the ones that I do know that they pay out dividends. The first one is the CMH Group. CMH Group, it's for, I'll tell you just now. It's Combined Motor Holdings Limited. It's for motor vehicles. CMH Group does pay out dividends. I haven't received dividends from them, but I invested on them because I saw when I googled that they pay out dividends. And another one that pays out dividends is Kumba Iron. I think this is a mining company. They pay out dividends as well. Another one is Lighthouse. I did mention Lighthouse. And then another one is PPC Cement. Can you believe PPC Cement pays out dividends, you guys? I think, it pays out dividends. So those are the ones. I've also received dividends from Sanlam because I do own some shares on Sanlam. I've decided to also clean out my portfolio. Like, I'm not invested in a lot of things because I wanted to just make it clear and just be tailor-make it to my strategy. And my strategy is I want to be able to substitute a percentage of my income using dividends. Eventually live off my dividends. Obviously not all of it to cover my income, but at least a portion of my income must be covered through my dividends. And so when I'm investing now, I'm always looking for those companies. And in most cases, I don't even want to add new companies, rather beef up on the portfolios that I already have. Like my goal is to have at least over 50K on each of these companies or on each of these assets. That way, when I get dividends, it's going to be substantial amounts. Like I would love to get, like, just from one company, just get 1,000. For me, that will be a good indication that I'm on the right path. So right now I have made about 300 from one portfolio or from one asset, but my goal is to make at least 1,000 from one asset. And I know that with the Cetrix Divi ETF, it is possible for me to get there if I can just keep beefing up. So next year, when I deposit money into my tax-free investment, I'm definitely going to take majority of that money and put it on the Cetrix Divi Plus, just to beef it up and take it up to 50,000. That way I know that I will be closer to getting paid close to 1,000 per quarter, from that. And let's say, for instance, in a year, because right now in a year from this portfolio, from this one, I'm able to make close to 1,000. But it will be nice to know that in each quarter I get paid close to 1,000 from that asset on its own, because then if you add others, then it will beef up my income even more. So my strategy is to just invest on dividend paying assets and also growing companies. Even though some of these companies, they can be on a dip when it comes to the JSE, but when it comes to dividends, they'll still pay out dividends so long as they're profitable. So that's one thing that you also have to think about. You don't have to look at, right now it's on red, I can't. No, if it pays out dividends, even if it's on red, actually it's better to invest when a company is on red, because when it start picking up, that's where you're going to start seeing the growth. Then when the company is on a rise and then you get in there, it will take time for you to start seeing the growth. But the dividend is not linked to how the company is performing in the JSE market, but rather on whether the company is profitable or not. So that is it when it comes to this. I hope that this was helpful. With that being said, I'll see you on the next one. Please take care and stay safe. Bye.